Okay, so welcome everyone. It's good to have you here. So today's topic is cause and result. That is a very profound topic actually. Cause and result, very good for reflection. So in general, simply cause and result means that if you do something, that there will be a result to your actions, right? You're experiencing the fruit of your decisions right now, don't you? You've made many decisions in your life so far. Hundreds and thousands of them. And currently you're experiencing the result of all your decisions. That's all led you to this point. So some people have a very simplistic approach. They say because we did something bad in the past, because you stole from someone in the past, someone is stealing from you now. It's a very simplistic idea. And then they call that karma. It's kind of true, right? We can say that we experience a certain type of suffering because there has been suffering before, right? Why are we getting angry? Because we have been getting angry. It's quite simple, isn't it? Why is there anger? Because there has been anger. You know it. You've been through it. It's been alive in you already. And if we get stuck in the past, then we tend to repeat these things. Of course, physically or actually, you cannot be stuck in the past. You can only mentally kind of recall what has happened. And we do that quite a lot, don't we? What just happened a minute ago? Someone said something to you, and then somehow it sticks to your mind, and you keep thinking about it. And it goes round and round and round and round in your mind, doesn't it? And if there is some suffering that is connected to what you have heard from that other person, then you also usually go through that suffering pattern also together with your thoughts. Very often a thought doesn't come alone, it comes together with an emotion too. Unless it's a very simple thought like I'm hungry or it's nice weather or something. It's a very simple thought that it's not very heavily loaded with emotions, but a thought such as you have offended me, or your political views that you have just expressed, I don't agree with them. And this can be heavily emotionally loaded. Or this has happened to me. Why does it always happen to me? Because we keep dwelling on these things constantly. Internally, we keep dwelling. We're paying so much attention to our misery that is kind of bound to repeat, doesn't it? As long as we're paying attention to the problem, there is a problem. I couldn't really say it in a more simple way. But if your mindfulness or your attention is filled with a problematic thing, then that is logically what you are experiencing. Because that's where your attention is. And whatever you are experiencing, together with an emotional load, it reifies itself. It becomes more strong, more solid. And if you repeat a thought and an emotion many times, it turns into a habit. So repetition is the cause of a habit. Now repeating the habit again and again creates a character. A character is then the cause of habits coming together. An accumulation of habits. That is the character, you can say. So if you know that, you have a fair choice. You become aware at the place where repetitive thoughts are born, or thought patterns. Maybe a certain pattern that goes something like, why am I such a miserable person? How can I become unmiserable? I'm hopeless. I'm a hopeless case. A great master has told me off in the past. He has said I'm a hopeless case. I should stop meditating. Therefore, I'm now insecure and I don't know, is that true or is it not? We're dwelling on that thought as if it was important. We're giving it value, and the result of that is repetition. And the result of that repetition is habit and character forming, and the result of having a character out of control are actions out of control. And the result of actions out of control are results of those actions that are again speaking to precisely those habit patterns which have caused those actions first of all. That's a never-ending cycle. I'm angry at my life. Why is it not the way I want it to be? Then you feel angry, your face is red, your blood pressure high, you go out into your work and you don't perform well at work because you're angry, you're unhappy, you're basically lacking energy. And because you're performing not well at your job, you get problems with your boss, or you have trouble with other colleagues. And guess what happens next? You get angry at them. And so the cycle continues and continues and continues. And the problem with all that is that we don't see this. There's no awareness of that cyclic, repetitive mindsets that are constantly shaping our life. They're doing that in the background, like the background apps on your phone. They're working in the background, they're fetching emails. You don't even know they're fetching emails, but they do. And it consumes battery power. Always does. And so those background activities that are running unseen, they constantly make you make decisions, for example. And decisions, we would all agree, I think decisions are quite an important factor in life. A decision determines what's happening next. Every time you make a decision, you are changing the course of your life. So decisions are fairly important. But as long as we do not know that where our decisions are coming from, we tend to get the same kind of thing all over and over again. Because our decisions come from that very thing. Let's say you're angry, but you don't know you're angry. And so you make a decision while you're angry. It will lead to more of the same. It will lead to more problems, to more anger. That is cause and result. And then we'll go around and around and around. Therefore, it's important when we are meditating not just to dwell blissfully, allowing everything to pass. That is very important, yes, but it's not all of the practice. There has to be a very active part of taking your actions into your hands. Taking responsibility, you can say, for yourself, your own well-being, your own happiness. And of course, we all know that happiness is not out there somewhere. It is based on very particular decisions that you make. For example, the decision not to harm yourself in any way. Now, your ego that is addicted to harming yourself, it will not like that decision. It will not feel pleasant to make that decision. That's why you need wisdom. It needs to be coupled with that decision. You need to know, okay, I'm going to do this because it's good, not because it feels good. I'm doing it because it is good. So no matter how it feels, I do it. Like, let's say smoking is bad for you, right? We all know it. So might it be a wise decision to abandon it? Yes, it is. Your lungs will be happy. By the way, in Chinese medicine, lungs are predominantly associated with the emotion of depression. And most smokers I have met, they have underlying sense of depression and low self-esteem. They don't really like themselves, so they try to suffocate themselves, quite literally. Suffocating yourself. It's a way of killing yourself, isn't it? It's just slow but I don't want to talk about smokers or something like this. We all know this kind of stuff. But rather this habitual act of harming yourself feels good to the ego. It feels good. It's sort of a comfort zone. It harms you, it hurts you, but it's all you know, hurting and harming yourself. So it will feel kind of like the known environment. This is what I know. I feel comfortable with that. Sense of comfort with it, isn't there? So smoking, you feel comfortable. Smoking is not the only thing. Complaining is another thing. You might feel really comfortable complaining. Complaining about your life, complaining about yourself, complaining about other people. Finding fault is another type of addiction of an ego that just simply doesn't like itself, so it projects its dislike towards itself onto the world. I hate this world. I hate the way it is. I hate this and I hate that. It doesn't work out. Shitty politics. This and that. It all doesn't really work because you don't really like yourself. So how can you like anything? So if you want to be more happy then, if you would like to lead a more fulfilling, comfortable and peaceful life, it is imperative to know yourself and to know particularly where you start to make yourself miserable. That has to be seen. If you leave that unchecked, it'll keep running in the background and you will keep getting more of the same. And trust me, it happens to a lot of people who are entering the spiritual path. It happens to me for many, many, many years. It happened to me also. That using spiritual practice is another means of beating myself up. There's an addiction to feeling unworthy. And spiritual practice helps me to stay in that space. Now, I can feel unworthy about my meditation practice. I can feel unworthy about not being able to follow my teachers properly. I can feel unworthy about all these kind of different aspects. Just feeling simply unworthy while I sit. And it kind of has the simple function to keep alive what's been alive before. That's all that this is about. So at some point you have to really make an effort to wake up. Most of us are incredibly repetitive. In your mind, have you seen? Always the same thoughts. The same kind of sentiments and emotions. Mostly it doesn't really change much throughout the course of a day, a week, a month. It's kind of it's some similar kind of states always. That's that. It's those causes making sure to produce more results that are alike. It just keeps itself going. And that's a law of nature also. Everything in nature wants to stay alive. It wants to live. It wants to feed. That includes your emotions. It includes your thoughts. It includes your habits. It includes your character. It wants to stay alive. No matter how silly it is. That doesn't play the role here. It's just simply about staying alive. That's what it is. I've seen so many depressed people that say, I don't want to be depressed. But they don't make the decision to really get out of it. Like to really devote themselves to a practice that will help them to actually end it. of doing exercise with people who've been heavily depressed, suicidal, on deep, heavy medication. Simple exercise. It's worked every single time. To look at your depression, allow it to be there, and really look at it. And watch it dissolve in front of your eyes. That has to be a guided exercise. You can't do this by yourself in the beginning. And every single time when the depression has faded away, there was a sense of surprise at first, like, wow, it's gone. And guess what happened next? They grabbed right at it again and pulled it back. They could just sit there and listen to the birds and everything was just fine. And then it was there, right there. But what if I can't keep this up? And there it was gone again. So what would you do in that case again? Create another cause of release. Releasing it again. To counteract the habit of picking it up again. You have to kind of learn to leave it there. Leave it. You don't need the depression. It's fine to live without it. But it's also the most threatening thing for most depressed people. Who am I without my misery? We don't know. It's uncharted territory, alarm. Better to stay in what you know. Right? We all like to stay in what we know. What we don't know, it makes us scared. We don't know. We don't know the future. It's scary. Very scary. What's going to happen to me? What does tomorrow hold? Will I die soon? I might have an accident. What if the insurance doesn't pay? Keeps us busy day and night. What's going to happen to me? What will happen to me? It's scary. The only place in life that is not scary is now. There's nothing scary about now. You're just sitting in a room right now. There's nothing problematic about it, really. Just a body sitting in a room. End of story. But then the mind goes, yeah, but it's not just the body, it's also the mind. And then the thinking starts to take off again. The problem making starts to come up again. And in no time, we're back in our old comfort zone of a racing mind, thousands of thoughts per minute, confusion, emotions, anxiety, twitching, feeling uncomfortable in the body, and you're back to what you know best. Why? Not because you want to, because you didn't see that you've just picked it up again. And there was no necessity to pick up your suffering, was there? Let me ask you a question. Is there ever in your life a necessity to pick up suffering? Is there ever really a need for that? To be miserable? Like if you had a real choice to pick up pleasure or pain, which one would you pick up? If you had a choice, if you were not acting automatically, habitually, mindlessly, if you had mindfulness and you could make an educated, wise choice to do something good, which will then translate into a nicer future. If you're happy now, that's a cause, isn't it? What will the result be? That's your choice. But only if you see yourself now. The habit of picking up trash, carrying it around with you for a little while, seeing it, complaining about it, dropping it, becoming blind again, picking it right back up again, walking around a bit more with some trash, and stench all around you. Nobody really likes spending time with you because it smells bad. but you like spending time with somebody that is really happy. I mean genuinely happy, not fake happy. I'm not talking about people that pretend to be happy. We can smell that too. It's kind of like they carry the trash around, but they paint it like nicely or something. It looks cool, but it smells bad. But to be generally, like, really rested in yourself, and okay, people want to spend time with you. Because it's uplifting and inspiring, isn't it? It lifts your energy up. That's what we all want. We all want to feel good. We all want to be at ease, comfortable, peaceful, happy. So then the question would be to ask yourself, where do I keep planting seeds for unhappiness? And you do it every single time that you are dwelling on your problems. Me and my problems. My life sucks. It's really bad. Today I have a bad day. It's ugly, it's bad. But one of these panicky days. One of these bad hair days. Just stop dwelling on it. What's the value in it? You have enough mindfulness to snap out of it. You're blessed. But then you immediately go, yeah, but I can't because I'm not good enough. There, picking up right there again. Listen to the birds right now, or the fountain, or whatever is there around you. Listen to it right now. There's no problem in it. It's easeful because it's here. It's undramatic. Feel your body right now. As you breathe out, settle a little bit. Rest. Can you find some comfortable spots in your body? As you breathe out, let them grow a little bit. Enjoy them. That's your way out of problems, you see. Yeah, I see, but no, don't pick it up. Don't drop it now. Stay put. Are you still breathing? See, there's nothing problematic with your breath. It's okay. It's good. You're here. In this room, there's no need now to think about the world's problems. Give yourself just 10 minutes of a break. After 10 minutes, you can think about all the problems in the world, if you like. Okay? Deal? But now for 10 minutes, there's no need to think about the problems of your life, the problems of this world. And you will notice, wow, it feels good not to worry for 10 minutes. Nice. Just be here and just be relaxed. There, you have created more causes for release and happiness. And it's so simple. Now, all you needed to do was repeat. And after 10 minutes, you go back into, oh, the world is such a problematic place, and my life is such a mess, and it's horrible being me, and you don't want to be me. Feels so bad. So some people, they genuinely believe that this is the reality. They don't see it as mind-made. And that they would have a choice to get out of it by just simply only learning to feel the body. And yes, I said learning. And I say that for a reason. Because it's a process. Step by step. Take your time. If you want to be enlightened right now, you will just freak yourself out of your mind. Because you can't be enlightened now. So if you want to have a mango, and you put a seed of a mango tree into the ground, and then you're like unhappy because there is no mango to eat. You just planted the seed. Now what's the next thing to do? Put some water. What then? Where's my mango? Now you can take a nap. and rest a little bit. The mango is on its way. It'll be sweet. And then you're like, next day you go and you dig out the seed and you bite into it. No, it's not sweet. And you've been talking about cause and result, but the seed is not sweet. Are you cheating? Are you lying to me? And we need to wait. Creating the causes. You want a sweet mango? You need to learn to wait. So patience is a virtue, isn't it? It makes you kind of relaxed with what is. You're able to wait.
Excuse me.
No problem. We're all human beings. It's fine to cough. Now, relax, right? Just keep doing what you need to do, namely, drop it. Just drop it again. Well, something comes up again. Trust the silence. It's good. It's nice. I guarantee you it's beautiful. Just learn to trust it. It's all right. It doesn't have to be noise always. The mind doesn't have to talk always. It's fine to be quiet. Try it. Yeah, but I can't. Drop that too. Drop it too. It'll be fine. Just keep dropping it. You want the mango tree, keep dropping it. That's the equivalent of watering your seed. Let go. And that's the one thing the ego has really big trouble with, letting go. It just cannot trust life at this moment. No, I need to run the show. I need to do something. Right now, you don't. Right? So you could relax, actually. Can you? Yeah, that's the point. It's okay to have a boat, right? And to go to islands with your boat. But when you're on the island, do you need to carry your boat around? No, right? Get you to the island, job done. Your thoughts are like that too. Your emotions are like that too. They get you to the island, to get your job done. But when your job is done, you could relax. You just come home, you open the door, you close the door, you're home with your family. Your wife is there, your husband is there. And you could just relax. But no, you need to figure out how to work better. Faster. What will happen tomorrow? Nobody knows, but we still try to figure it out. Surrender to the mystery of not knowing life, of not knowing what will happen, of not knowing when you die and how, of not knowing, simply not knowing. It's fine not to know. You don't have to be in control all the time. It's fine to relax too. And that's how it starts. I'm talking like this to help you start. You don't have to be meditative all the time, just a little bit more. A bit more Zen, it helps. A bit more thoughtlessness. Right? Thoughts are a tool, but the tool is using us right now. So you need to learn to drop the tool at some point, right? You don't need to have a tool all the time. You don't need to have a tool at 2 a.m. at night. You need to sleep then and rest. You don't need to figure out what happens tomorrow in the meeting or whether she likes you or not. You can sleep. Get some energy. Chances are she will like you if you have more energy, right? If you're more happy. You want to be better at your job? Got to stop thinking and relax. The result of that is more energy. More energy being the cause, better performance, the result. Better performance, the cause, happiness in your work, the result. Success, the result. ideas, creativity. It all comes when you're not occupied constantly. And I'm just talking about not constantly. If you observe your mind, it's probably going constantly. The whole day. About random stuff. Songs and whatnot. It's all just keeping going around and around and around. Do you really need that? You're sitting in the car, do you really need to worry about Trump? Do you really need to worry about the Third World War? Will it stop it if you're worrying in your car in front of the traffic light? If I just worry hard enough, World War III won't come. No, if people would worry less and think less, good chances that there would be peace. But that's not how the world is, right? But that's how you could be, though. And then, then the world would need a few more people like you that are a bit more relaxed. It's a nice influence that comes from you, peaceful and happy, not offended, not outraged when someone says the wrong thing. You immediately go into outrage. I need to comment on this. And then you really finish that guy with this really badass comment. Yeah, I showed him. He will change his mind because I insulted him hard. This is so silly. Of course, it doesn't work, but the internet is full of it. That's how the mind operates. If I just shout hard enough, the world will be a better place. If I'm just showing a bit more outrage and anger, the world will be peaceful one day. Let's throw a few more bombs, peace will be the result, guaranteed. Even if we would bomb out all the so-called evil people until there are none left. See what kind of funny idea that is, even? Then the bomb throwers, what about them? They would just continue, right? You put two people in a room, or just one, just only you. That's where you see where the problems come from in the world. All the world's problems. Just stay quiet in a room. 3 hours. Lock the door, don't do anything, stay awake. No distraction. And you see, where do all the problems come from? And then you have a fair chance, right? Create causes for release and happiness. And then please, keep creating them. It's not that one cause and that's it. You put the seed in and then you wait and nothing has happened. Surprise. You need to water it continuously. Same with meditation. Same with your spiritual practice. Need to water it all the time. Just keep going, doing the good stuff. So that's all that comes to mind for cause and result today. It's a vast topic. Probably come back to it in the future.